Hey everybody, welcome back to React TCG. Uh, Maybe you're new, maybe not. Either way, if you look at the timestamps of videos, I'm sure you can tell there's been a bit of a break before I've been posting. Um, been about like a month or longer, I think, actually. I want to apologize for that first up. Uh, I had some, personal problems, some mental health problems that I was going through. Um, One of my teeth broke. Had to go get that fixed. I might have been in the last video I mentioned that. I don't remember. Um, there's been a lot going on. The main thing was I kind of got discouraged doing this. I know I said, I do it for fun, and that is true, but it's a little disheartening to feel like you worked a little bit for something, and then nobody's really paying attention, it feels like. Um, my videos cap at like 50, 60 views, and that's a good one. That's like my best video. Um, Usually it's more like between 20 to like 30 or 40 views. Uh, I've only got like 6 subscribers, and I didn't really care about any of that until I saw a new React channel. Um, there's a React channel called Kryptonite Corner Reacts. Uh, I'm not throwing shade on them at all. They're great, honestly. I watched a few of their videos. Um, if they want to reach out and give me some tips, if they end up seeing this somehow, that'd be great. Um, but uh, I saw one of their videos and I thought it was pretty good. I liked it, so I decided to check out their channel. I was scrolling through their videos, trying to see what other stuff they had posted, and I noticed something kind of funny. It seemed like they'd been posting just about as long as, at the time, I had been posting, which was about 3 months. Um, but in those 3 months, even though they had, you know, about as many videos as I had, maybe less. I had around 30 videos. I think they had about, about the same when I first discovered their channel. Um, I thought that was kind of cool. And I was like, oh, I wonder how they're doing compared to how I've been doing. They've been doing they're doing the same sort of things I am. They're reacting to videos. Um, what's the difference between us is basically, I guess, what I was curious about. So, I checked and he had, I think it's even more, I think he's at like 7,000 subscribers. Dude's doing great for such a short amount of time. Really go check out his channel. Seriously, it's a Kryptonite Corner Reacts. It's on. Maybe I'll put a link in the description or something. It's you know, if you do go and check him out, tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll give me a shout out one of his videos. Be nice. Give me some attention, maybe. But either way, that's not why I'm talking about this. I was talking about it because I saw it, and I saw that at the time he had like 2,000 subscribers, and that really, I don't know, not really bugged me, but it sort of was like a slap to the face, a reality checkup or something. All of a sudden, it was like, wow, this guy's been posting just about as long as I have, and he has like 2,000 subscribers. I have 6. He, you know what I mean? It's over, it's like 1,000 times, not quite 1,000 times, you know what I mean? But it's a big difference, and the views on his video the same, you know? They were way higher than mine. And I just kind of looked at it and I thought, what's the difference? What is he doing that I'm not? And then after that, every time I thought about recording, I just kind of got this, feeling of like, what's the point? No one's gonna pay attention. No one cares. They've got better people to watch, like this guy. Um, After a bit of time, I've managed to move past that. You know, uh, when I first started doing this, I figured I was never gonna make money off of it. Um, but when I started seeing my one video gain some popularity and get like 50, 60 views, I started feeling like maybe this is it. Maybe I'm starting to gain some traction. And then seeing that guy and seeing how he's been gaining traction way faster than me, way better than me, uh, it it sucked. But I'm back. I've moved past it. Um, I can't guarantee how often I'll post. I'm gonna try for at least once every weekend. Every Saturday or Sunday. I'm hoping to post one, but um, we'll see how things go starting from now on. Either way, enough of my sob story and complaining. Long story short, uh, we're back. Go check out Kryptonite Corner Reacts. Um, he deserves the love. Dude is killing it. He's hilarious. If you do check him out, tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll send some people my way. Maybe they'll like what they see. Maybe they won't. Maybe he'll even give me some tips or whatever. Like I was saying before, that would be nice too. Anyway, let's get into this. We're back. We got another, we back to our regular formula. 5 videos for me to react to. Um, as you can see, we're still working through death battles. We got about 50 of them left. That's about another 10 episodes. As I keep saying, if you guys watch and you want to see something else, tell me what you want me to react to. I'll add it to the list. We'll get it. We'll get there, man. But up first, we're gonna have Akuma versus Shao Kahn. Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Um, I think we've had Akuma and Shao Kahn on here before, but we have not had them fight each other. Honestly, though, I think Akuma's probably got this. That raging demon thing, it's nothing to laugh at, man. So we're gonna cast my vote for Akuma. I don't really know much about either character. I like Mortal Kombat, but I don't really know the story. Um, I've gotten a bit more into the story now, but back when I first started playing, it was in a time where I liked fighting games and I wanted to I cared less about the story and more about like the arcade ending. I mean, like every character in a fighting game, most fighting games anyways, you would play through like a tournament or like a bracket, take on like 10 enemies or something like that. And then at the end of that 10 enemies, or at the end of like 9 enemies or something, the 10th enemy would be like the final boss of the game. You beat him, and then you get like an ending. It's like a non-canon ending for like every character ever. Like like the T800 in the one Mortal Kombat 11, I think it was. Oh, sorry, I had to plug in my laptop and that's what we plugged in. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, the T800, he had an ending where it's like he like destroyed the hourglass and everything because he couldn't make a world where it was peaceful between humans and robots and shit. And then he like threw himself into a blood sea. I don't know. I like those kind of things. So I was more interested in that than the story at the time. And I never really played Street Fighter. So I'm really a big Street Fighter fan. So like I said, I don't really know much about either character, but what little I do know and what little I've seen in Death Battle, I think Akuma. I'm gonna cast my vote for Akuma first off. Um, so yeah, let's get into this, I guess.
The Union will assault Los Angeles in 48 hours. And we have...
This will be the end of the
HBO Max original.
Akuma, Street Fighter's supreme master of the fist.
Shao Kahn, conqueror of Mortal Kombat.
Today, we'll find out which final boss reigns supreme.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Wow, really? An ad right away? Fuck off.
This is the Japanese kanji for heaven, symbolic of the infinite sky above and the one who stands before it.
And the last thing you'll ever see when you meet Akuma.
Trained by Master Gotetsu.
Original name, Goki, 5'10", 199 pounds. His age is unknown. Trained by Gotetsu, brother of Goken. Implied to be Ryu's father. Interesting. Self-proclaimed master of the Satsui no Hado. And in an alternate timeline, he owns Akumart. That's funny.
At an early age, Akuma was practically born into the ways of fighting. He and his brother Goken were taught the form of Ansatsuken, literally meaning the assassination fist.
You know how everybody says martial arts are all about meditation and being zen and all that other boring shit? Well, Ansatsuken ain't like the other guys. It combines judo, kenpo, and karate into a unique style that's all about murdering your opponent as fast as possible. Hell yeah!
Unfortunately, the brothers' views on their training greatly differed. Goken rejected the violent methodology of the Ansatsuken, leaving to develop his own, less lethal variant of the form.
Because a style called Assassination Fist clearly needed less assassination. Yeah. Good thing Akuma was all about the real deal. He got so hardcore he started training to embrace the biggest martial arts secret out there.
The Satsui no Hado. Ever present, ever malicious, this is a manifestation of literal killing intent. Only Gotetsu had ever mastered this dark power.
So it's like the dark side of the Force, but with karate?
No, but sure. With the Satsui no Hado, Akuma gained...
I mean, kinda. Let's see. Moveset. Great Surge Fist, Rising Demon Purgatory, Great Rising Dragon Fist, Demon Flip, Raja Providence Rending Slash, Hurricane Scythe Kick, Demon Armageddon, Cranium Crush Killer, Satsui no Hado, Raging Demon, Limited Telepathy, and Manifest as Oni.
Great power at the cost of all compassion. This is the power of monsters.
More like winners! Akuma got so good he challenged his master and killed him Sith style. With his ex-master's beads around his neck, he declared himself the new master of the Satsui no Hado.
Obviously, this destroyed his relationship with Goken. The two brothers' destinies, let alone ideologies, were irreparably torn apart.
But who cares when Akuma's perfected all the abilities of an overpowered Shoutout character, and then some? He can rain down Go Hadoukens, teleport with the Ashura Senku, and take you for a whirl with the Tatsumaki Zankyukaku.
And if Akuma ever wants to take things up a notch, he can summon forth the Kongo Kokoretsuzan, a geyser of pure energy strong enough to sink an island. With all this power, Akuma is among the toughest Street Fighters out there.
Which says a lot when Hakan could loop himself up with enough oil to, get this, launch E-Honda into orbit to headbutt a giant meteor into smithereens. Well, there's only one way to figure out the TNT of that. I've got the oil, Wiz. Get ready to launch.
Oh, that's okay. I've already done the math. It's over 500 trillion tons.
Oh, can we still do it, though?
Fine.
But did you know Akuma's also traded blows with some of the folks from Final Fight? I guess they're Street Fighters too. And the Macho Mayor Mike Hagar can pile drive people so hard, it makes an explosion you can see from space.
Comparing
Damn.
the blast size to Earth's diameter, this explosion must have a yield of over 120 teratons of TNT.
That might seem
Pretty
nuts,
impressive.
but hey, Akuma's done the same kind of thing. No wonder the only guys who can match him are badasses like Goken.
Akuma would challenge Goken again and again, determined to prove his version of the Ansatsuken was superior. And apparently, he was right, as he defeated Goken with his signature technique, the Shun Goku Satsu.
AKA the Raging Demon!
With this, Akuma gives in to his killing intent, targeting a person's soul and killing their spirit with the weight of their sins. There is only one known way to survive it, emptying your own soul from your body. Fortunately, Goken knew exactly how to do that.
Speaking of souls, this guy Nakali once tried to take Akuma's by devouring him.
Other practitioners of the Atsukuken, like Ryu, have also resisted more directly displayed forms of soul sealing from Nakali.
But not being into vor, Akuma just blew him up instead. He's so powerful,
Damn.
defeating an opponent takes less effort than smacking a baby. Not that Akuma would ever do that. No, I'm serious, he never would, because despite the whole zero compassion...
Cracked Iron's rock in half, destroyed an island, hit a submarine from the ocean floor to the surface, punched through Ryu's chest. Yeah, that's how he got that cool scar. Obliterated a meteorite, split the ocean as Shin Akuma, erupted a volcano as Oni, defeated Gotetsu, Ryu, M. Bison, Gen, Gil, and Seth.
Thing. He has a weird code of honor.
It's not compassion at all. To Akuma, fighting is a sort of religion, and respecting the art is more important than anything. He'll spare those with an unfair disadvantage, and those whom he deems respects martial arts like him and can improve. In this way, he sort of became an unwanted mentor for Goken's student Ryu.
Hey, he's not a total killjoy. He did befriend Elena. Well, more like Elena befriended him, but whatever.
But should you disrespect the art of fighting, Akuma will not hesitate to murder you as disrespectfully as possible.
Like when he jumped
Fun.
that a-hole and Bison so fast he killed him in one shot. And Bison was quick enough to
Whoa,
take
hold on. Did he jump him during the credits?
Disrespectfully as possible.
Like when he jumped that a-hole and Bison so fast he killed him in one shot.
He just jumped his ass and killed him during the credits. Who does that? Who fucking kills someone during the credits? That's not cool.
And Bison was quick enough to tag this satellite laser beam.
Following the beam speed at this angle, we can determine it was moving well over 5,000 times the speed of sound.
But even with all that power, Akuma knew he'd never be at his best until he'd mastered the Satsui no Hado and become Akuma Blanco. Shin Akuma.
As Shin Akuma, he possesses full control over the dark art, using it to its fullest extent.
Only Gotetsu had ever mastered the Hado like this, because doing it is not just super difficult, but super dangerous.
Right. The Satsui no Hado isn't just a form of energy, it is a sentient entity, striving to push those who connect with it to fully commit to their rage. For when they do, they are no longer themselves. They become the Satsui no Hado itself.
Yeah, like when it tried to take over Ryu and manifest it as its own evil person, Kage. Akuma truly believes the Hado is his best chance at becoming the ultimate world warrior. But he also knows that if he's not careful, he could lose himself to it.
And when he does, the Hado will take his body and become the awesome, demonic Oni.
Oh, he's super powerful. Oni's got all sorts of new moves and can easily overpower pretty much any other Street Fighter.
In Japanese folklore, Oni are yokai, or demons, that spawn from the souls of the wicked upon death. However, in some legends, the most evil of humans can actually transform while still alive. Such as Shutendoji, a drunken monk who gave in to malice, became an Oni, and was so powerful he could not die, even after he was decapitated.
Not so different from this big bad blue boy. But hey, Akuma hasn't lost himself to the dark side of the Hado yet. The dude split apart mountains, taking a leisurely trip to the bottom of the ocean, and literally leaped into the land above the clouds. He just jumped, and he was there. Forget standing before heaven. This dude straight up flies above it.
Akuma's lust for battle will likely never be sated, but his chosen path has been set. He will either be the world's deadliest man, or its bleakest failure. Until then, he will never stop searching for a foe who can challenge the might of his Satsui no Hado.
Yeah, I think Akuma's got this, guys. Alright, so that was actually a decent time for an ad right at the end of the breakdown.
The realm of Outworld is a twisted, barren wasteland where only the strong survive.
Definitely at the bottom of my list of places to go when I retire, and it's all thanks to the tyrannical ruler, Shao Kahn.
Thousands of years ago, Shao Kahn was
Alrighty, 7'2", 400 pounds, over 10,000 years old, is the Emperor of Outworld, the former advisor to Onaga, addicted to taunting his opponents. Yeah, bro has a problem. And is the original announcer for Mortal Kombat.
an advisor to the Dragon King, Onaga.
Until Onaga took a permanent nap when Khan poisoned him and claimed the throne all his own. Now that's
Those
what I call
villains.
climbing the political ladder.
With an army of demonic Tarkatans and four-armed Shokans at his beck and call, Shao Kahn began conquering and merging other realms with Outworld, including the once idyllic paradise of Edenia.
After which he hooked up with Edenia's queen, Sindel. But his conquest didn't just win him a traitorous MILF. The crafty bastard also picked up a ton of awesome powers.
Khan is a deceptive
He also
leader
stole
who
his
isn't
daughter.
afraid to resort to, quite frankly, dickish methods to achieve his devious goals.
Yeah,
He's
he's a
basically a
dick.
wrestling heel in the form of an otherworldly invader, right down to dressing like a male stripper.
And despite living on a completely different plane of existence, he's somehow mastered two Chinese martial arts, Daizu and Liu Wei, both of which prioritize fast and aggressive strikes to overwhelm opponents.
But Khan's real bread and butter is his mastery of magic. He can shoot fireballs, create portals,
Emperor Shield, Fireball, Merciless Spear, Mystic Choke, Shoulder Charge, Soul NATO, Soul Manipulation, Wrath Hammer, and of course his fatalities.
make you his telekinetic yo-yo, bounce projectiles back to sender, and conjure his signature hammer whenever he wants.
With his Wrath Hammer, Khan can crush even the strongest combatants
With a K!
to pieces with his brutal fatalities. But perhaps his most iconic ability is taking souls.
With just a wave of his hand, he can dine on some fine soul food, courtesy of whatever sap crossed his path.
Khan went far with these abilities, and it wasn't long before his conquering eye caught sight of a little planet called Earthrealm.
But first, his forces had to rack up enough wins in Hit the Music Whiz.
We don't have the licensing rights.
Mortal
Kombat.
Stop there so we don't get sued.
Outworld almost had the 10 consecutive wins needed to merge with Earth.
But the goody two-shoes monk Liu Kang just had to ruin it all. But Khan just said, screw it, and invaded Earth anyway.
The moment Khan
Fucking
set
cheater.
foot on Earth, he
Well, the method Khan used to steal souls on such a scale is technically unknown. It is implied to be via his soul NATO, which has been shown to steal souls en masse on other occasions. So yeah, he just stole every soul on Earth in like the blink of an eye. That's crazy.
stole the souls of nearly every human being on the planet.
Then physically merged Earthrealm and Outworld into one big melting pot of
How?
conquest.
The exact meaning of merging realms is a little vague, but from Mortal Kombat 3's intro, we do know that it transforms the planet into part of Outworld itself. But even when he's not literally folding worlds together, Khan is always a threat to behold, far superior to most of the other combatants.
He's a cocky asshole, but damn, he sure knows how to get stuff done.
He's one-shot
Fair.
Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, survived being impaled, broke Kotal Khan's back, and has consistently surpassed the likes of the Thunder God, Raiden.
Oh, being all thundery is as fast as lightning. Khan could even hold his own when Raiden held the power of all the Elder Gods.
Liu Kang and Raiden's power combined was capable of matching Cetrion as Fire God Liu Kang, further corroborating Shao Kahn's scaling to the Elder Gods in power.
For context, the Elder Goddess Cetrion can grow as large as a planet and
A
fire this
Cetrion.
hyper-fast laser, which, comparing its speed to the curvature of the Earth, can smite mortals at 2% the speed of light.
Oh, you know you're a big shot when actual gods think you're a pain. Look at him go!
Don't mistake powerful with invincible. Khan's might is only matched by his arrogance.
Yeah, he really does love to hear himself talk, even when
Yeah.
it leaves him totally open. I guess he doesn't consider the consequences of his constant taunting.
Is that your best?
I thought it was funny.
You suck.
Moving on. Even if it
What a
can
dick.
get better of him, Khan has proven his arrogance isn't.
Conquered hundreds of realms, effortlessly stole Shang Tsung's souls, mastered numerous martial arts, survived impalement by Liu Kang, temporarily merged Earth realm and Outworld, withstood a blast from the Elder Gods, won the Battle of Armageddon, and has defeated Raiden, Liu Kang, Blaze, and Kotal Khan.
Completely unfounded. After ages of conflict, all of the combatants fought in a final clash of good versus evil.
And Khan emerged as the last man standing.
It was there that he defeated Blaze, an all-powerful elemental who threatened every realm in existence.
Luckily for the good guys, Raiden had a way to basically go back in time and try to stop Khan from winning in the first place. That's right, Khan was such a big threat, the only way to beat him was a complete do-over.
And even with that victory now a non-existent memory, Shao Kahn will never relent. Even death has never stopped this conqueror from his ultimate quest to rule everything.
I am Khan of Outworld. Vacate my throne, or I'll soak these sands with your blood.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you're wanting the kind of confidence it'd take to rule Outworld, check out Blue Chew.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Chew.
Here's a
Viagra.
BlueChew.com in pharmacy. You could try safety and
Men don't doom scroll, masturbate, drink, and smoke because they're lazy. They do it because
What
they're
the
overstimulated.
fuck is with commercials lately, man?
Die 1,000 deaths! You dare interrupt my tournament. Another fool seeking my throne. I only seek your life.
He doesn't give a shit about your throne, bro. He's just here for the fade. That's all this guy lives for, is throwing hands all day, every day. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's gonna probably hurt.
You will die. Death is beneath me.
Even if he's gonna die, it's not gonna be that easy, bro. If you wanna kill this guy, you better be ready to put in the work.
Is that your best?
It's not even close. Oh, first power up. Oh. Oh. Akuma's not doing so hot.
Is mine. No, the Satsui no Hado is mine.
Oh, Oni. Can Oni pull out the win? I hope he can. Yeah, give him the fucking hands. Damn, piecing him up. Oh. Didn't see that coming. Oh, did you get him? He's gonna get back up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Raging Demon. Raging Demon. Oh, what?
The wrath of Shao Kahn.
Oh shit! Oh! Oh damn, he got him!
Flawless victory.
Not even close. That was not flawless at all.
Now that's what I call a fatality!
With the power of the Satsui no Hado, Akuma was a unique challenge for Shao Kahn.
Yeah, like how he resisted Nakali suggests Khan couldn't have just yanked his soul away so easy.
And Akuma's level of power was nothing to scoff at either.
Akuma's biggest hits were way stronger than you'd think, blasting apart meteors and making explosions seen from space. But
Yeah.
Khan survived blasts from beings even more powerful than that, like the Elder Gods, who can grow to the size of planets. And remember Blaze? He could destroy all the realms, and even did in one of his endings.
And while Blaze's story ending isn't canon to the Mortal Kombat universe in and of itself, it is still an example of what could happen in canon.
And Khan whooped that red-hot ass.
While we do not have an exact time frame for Blaze's destruction of the realms, destroying Earthrealm alone would require at least overcoming Earth's gravitational binding energy, or about 47.8 zetatons of TNT.
Over 300 million times the power of the Teraton explosion from Akuma's lineup.
And keep in mind, when Khan merges realms, he is literally morphing an entire planet into Outworld itself. This means it makes sense he could defeat Blaze, because he already commands a similar level of power.
But I know what you're thinking. What about the Raging Demon, Akuma's awesome finishing move? Shao Kahn has racked up more than enough sin in his time for it to totally murder
yeah.
his soul.
There was always a possibility that Akuma would get a lucky hit in with the Shungoku Satsu. However, given Khan can keep up with the likes of Elder Gods and their space lasers, he could certainly keep pace with Akuma.
And sure, Khan's an arrogant son of a bitch, but he knows when to get serious. If his arrogance was that big of an issue, he wouldn't have conquered so many realms.
Both Akuma and Khan were among the best of the best in their respective worlds, but this match ultimately came down to who would land their killing blow first. Shao Kahn's overwhelming power, mystical abilities, and treacherous strategies were enough to claim this victory.
Outworld's Emperor was the only one who could surpass Akuma.
The winner is Shao Kahn. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, we'll be jumping into the next matchup next week. But you can always get more Death Battle right now.
Alrighty. Up next, we have got... Hold on. Up next, we got Korra versus Storm. I'm gonna be real. I watched a bit of Avatar back in the day. It was a great show. Everyone loves Avatar. I don't think I ever watched Korra. I don't think I have seen a single episode. That's not to say I don't know nothing about Korra. You know, I've seen clips on the internet. I've heard stuff. But I don't think I've ever watched a full episode. Just sat down and watched the show. That being said, you know, anyone who's been watching the channel or has watched my other videos knows I love comic books. You know, I'm a bigger DC fan than Marvel, but Marvel's still great. And Storm, she's not just a mutant. I'm pretty sure she's an Omega level mutant, first of all, which means she's the best of the best. And second of all, she is often mistaken or revered as like an elemental weather goddess. I just don't think Korra's going to be able to stand up to that. You know, she controls what? Fire, water, air, earth. But like, Storm can do anything with the weather as far as I know. Like acid rain, lightning storms, all like fucking tornadoes, all kinds of shit, man. I think she's got this. I'm going with Storm.
This episode of Death Viagra benefit Bluetooth promotion.
Avatar Korra, the master of all four elements.
Storm, the X-Men's goddess of the storms. Weather.
The building blocks of our natural world are nothing if not tempestuous and unpredictable.
Which means you gotta be some kind of badass to control them. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Low energy,
Cliff it up.
I don't want to clip it up. Give me my skip button.
That's
Oh shit. Did not mean to double click like that. I wanted to just
Hilsenberg multi.
skip there.
Avatar Aang, savior of the world, uniter of 4 nations, destroyer of cabbages. But like all avatars, after decades of service, he passed away. Humanity would have to move forward and prepare his next reincarnation to take up his mantle. But who could fill Aang's shoes? Her name was Korra.
Wiz, who is that?
Did you leave the door open again?
She wasn't the next one though, right? I thought like he had kids or whatever. One of them was the next avatar before this. Was she the next avatar? I thought there was an avatar before her. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I've never seen the show.
Deuces, gents. Unlike her carefree predecessor, the hot-headed Deuces.
Oh, wait.
Wiz, who is that?
Did you leave the door open again? Deuces, gents. Unlike her carefree
She's sticking
predecessor,
around?
the hot-headed obstinate Korra was an avatar prodigy from day one.
I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it!
Well, Aang struggled to accept his role in the world. Korra
I cannot tell you how fast I would backhand that little kid. What the fuck was that? Smashes a wall of the avatar. Deal with it. Korra, 5'7", 137 pounds. Reincarnation of the Avatar Spirit. Contains the Light Spirit Rava. Likes Pro Bending, Naga, and Asami. Asumi? Asami? I don't know. I know she's a lesbian, and that's her girlfriend, but I don't know how to pronounce the name.
never wanted to be anything else.
Not only is she an expert hand-to-hand fighter on her own, as a bender, Korra can manipulate the natural world around her through martial arts. And as the Avatar, she is the only living being who can bend all 4 elements at once.
Water,
Whoop-de-doo.
earth, fire, air. Not you.
Straight from the Southern
Not
Water
you.
Tribe, Korra can control tendrils of water, form massive walls of ice, and generate huge tsunamis.
Aang once raised the sea level to put out these huge fires. Looking at the size of the area and what it'd take to submerge it, he had to move over 35 million metric tons of water. And
Just about waving his arms around.
Reincarnation of Aang and every past Avatar, she should be just as powerful.
with earthbending, Korra can heave big-ass boulders around, shape and control metal, and even tear apart the ground beneath her enemy's feet. Kinda like when her Avatar ancestor Kyoshi broke off a chunk of a continent, dragged it across a bay, and basically just created a new island, named after herself.
She's just like, fuck that, I'm out.
Shit. By measuring the size of the island to get its mass and the size of the bay to get the distance Kyoshi dragged it, displacing this much rock would require an energy over 21 gigatons of TNT. That's almost 15 times more energy than the entire world's nuclear arsenal detonating at the same time.
With firebending, Korra can fire blast.
Glider staff, earth bending, earth levitation, earth wall and metal bending, water bending, water tower, steam manipulation, and ice manipulation, air bending, air scooter, air spout, and flight, fire bending, fire breather, and jet propulsion, energy bending, bending removal, can grant bending, spiritual energy manipulation, and the avatar state, combined powers and skills of all prior avatars plus Rava.
So, well, fire, jet into the sky like a rocket, or breathe like a friggin' dragon.
The perfect element to match Korra's hot-headed temper. However, her final element was completely different. Due to its inherently zen, free-flowing nature,
Yeah, she wasn't good at air.
struggled at first to master airbending.
But like all
You
good
suck.
prodigies, she figured it out anyways.
With airbending, Korra can shoot powerful gusts of wind, fly around on tornadoes, and create a cute little air scooter.
She used this element to defeat the bloodbender Amon, who was fast enough to dodge lightning.
He is not the only one.
Like, Killa, just, can we talk about these air scooters, man?
Fly around on tornadoes and create a cute little air scooter.
Look at these things. Like, come on, you can't tell me if you knew airbending, you wouldn't be riding around on these things all the time. I would do that 24/7, bro. Fuck riding a bicycle or walking around town. I'm riding a fucking air scooter, bro. Sorry, I love these things. When I saw these in the original, when I saw Aang do this in the original Avatar, man, fucking hilarious.
She used this element to defeat the bloodbender Amon, who was fast enough to dodge lightning.
He's not the only one. Zuko and Iroh have caught and dodged lightning as well, and Iroh even caught one from the sky. The leader of a lightning bolt moves at 60,000 meters per second. Comparing the distance Amon moved relative to the bolt, he must have been moving over 200 times the speed of sound.
But Korra's more than just a badass martial arts superhero. She also acts as the bridge between the mortal and spirit worlds.
The spirit world is a separate plane of reality, and
while characters typically spiritually project themselves into the spirit world, it is indeed possible to enter physically via portals. Strong outbursts of spiritual energy can also tear holes into the spiritual world.
Korra is stronger while she's physically there. Her direct connection isn't coincidence. She and every avatar before her are fused with the spirit of light, Rava. Every time the avatar dies and reincarnates, Rava searches out the spirit to bond with their new body, a staple of Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. I've done a lot of research into reincarnation, which I'll demonstrate today with Boomstick and this anvil. Wait, whoa! Now, the avatar is usually reborn into a different nation, but I've set this up so Boomstick will reincarnate into the nearest vessel, this identical clone body.
Oh no.
I feel funny.
Why did you do me?
What the fuck?
Where'd my banana go?
Cut off his leg and everything.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Jeez, what the fuck was that?
Not messing with your soul? Korra can remove or restore your bending, bring her past lives for advice, and tap into the kick-ass avatar state.
The avatar state massively boosts Korra's raw bending power, turning her into effectively a demigod and the de facto most powerful being on the planet, if she wasn't already.
Despite that, Korra's no stranger to failure. She was severed from her connection to the past avatars and was almost killed while in the avatar state, which would have ended her cycle of reincarnation entirely.
That
what a failure.
Death left her physically and emotionally crippled for years. Even after physical therapy, her fiery spirit struggled to reignite.
Korra's entire identity was wrapped up in being the Avatar, all the way from day one.
And the biggest trials she had to face were when her place in the world was challenged. Would everyone be better off without an avatar? Or bending
Probably.
at all?
But Korra's nothing if not one hell of a fighter.
Sorry, just because they asked that question, I gotta shout it out. Go check out Film Theory. They did a whole video on that, on whether or not the avatars actually just cause more problems than they solve, and whether or not the world would be better off if Korra was just the last avatar. She just gave up and, you know, let the fucking cycle end.
No matter what life threw at her, she always got back up to kick ass.
Korra once blocked an energy blast from a giant...
Made thousands of tons of ice to restrain Kubira's mech, survived a 5.3 megaton spirit cannon explosion, survived acute metal poisoning, started a new avatar cycle after the previous had been severed, defeated Amon, Batu, Zahir, and Kubira.
Giant spirit cannon, which created this massive crater in the center of Republic City, and almost killed everyone.
Taking a look at the width and depth of this crater, and assuming it was all vaporized, Korra must have held back a blast worth almost 6 megatons of TNT. More Queen shit.
Not bad.
And during harmonic convergence...
Stop with the Queen shit. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, I get it, okay? Girls are powerful, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever, man. You don't need to constantly remind us about it. You know, it's like when in Endgame, when they did that whole fucking, like, girl lineup fucking scene and had them all, like, fight together. It's like, we get it. You have female superheroes. I didn't think they were any less than the male superheroes. You rubbing it in my face like that, though, and, like, screaming girl power at the top of your lungs is just annoying. Anyway, it's likely that Korra was only able to do this due to the massive influx of cosmic energy available at the time in conjunction with the spiritual nature of the Tree of Time, and it's unlikely to be usable in a normal fight. What are they talking about?
6 megatons of TNT. More Queen shit.
And during harmonic convergence, Korra tapped into enough spirit energy to turn into a giant kaiju and battle the dark avatar Unalaq for the fate of the world.
Wiz, I told you, we don't talk about season 2. Okay, 1 was cool.
From taking down anarchist revolutionaries to fascist empires.
I don't know what he means. Like, tell me in the comments. Was season 2 bad? Is that why they don't talk about season 2? Why do we not talk about season 2? I've never seen the show. I don't know.
Korra proved herself as an avatar worthy of her forebearers.
With her teammates Mako and Bolin, teachers like Tenzin and Toph, and badass girlfriend Asami by her side, there was nothing she couldn't do.
Queen shit?
Queen shit.
Stop with that. But wait, hold on.
Teachers like Tenzin and Toph.
Damn. Top still kicking ass all those years later, huh? Good on her, man. That deserves some serious props. She was my favorite character.
And badass girlfriend Asami by her.
Come on, little girl. Give me your best shot.
Watching her beat Garo, that was awesome.
Chump.
Boomstick. Do you know what happens to a person
Gara.
who's struck by lightning?
The same thing that happens to everything else?
You got it.
Do you know what happens to white-haired mutants whose parents are killed by a plane crash? They become badass weather witches.
After Aurora Monroe's
Comic
parents
books.
were that, she was forced to fend for herself on the streets of Cairo under the tutelage of Ahmed El-Jabbar.
The life of a street rat wasn't doing it for Aurora, so she took off across the Sahara in search of a real home.
And that's when she began to master her
Full name, Aurora Monroe. Age, late 20s. 5'11", 145 pounds. Also known as the Wave Rider. Former Queen of Wakanda, and is worshipped as a weather goddess. See, that's what I was saying, man. She's a literal goddess. I don't care if she's bonded with, Korra's bonded with some spirit of light bullshit, you know. Storm's cooking her ass. I'm calling it.
In the same way that Homo sapiens, humans, evolved from earlier hominids like Homo erectus. Go ahead. Homo superior, or mutants, are an offshoot of regular humans. They possess the X gene on their 23rd chromosome that effectively grants them superpowers.
But it's a lottery. You could end up like old Beak here.
Yeah.
Or
Sorry.
you could end up like Aurora and possess complete control over the weather itself, while being super hot, unlike Beak.
I do have to point out, not complete control. If she loses control of her emotions, she will lose control of her powers. She has to be very careful of that. If she gets too sad and doesn't control it properly, it will start to rain. If she gets mad, a tornado will just rip through the place. Like, she has to be careful.
No.
For all she knew, she was a goddess sent straight from heaven. And that's exactly what the local tribes thought when she arrived in her ancestral Kenyan homeland.
Aurora's mutant gene allows her to psionically manipulate the atmosphere.
She has a staff? I don't think I've ever actually seen that staff. Maybe in some of the older comics. Air manipulation, flight, tornadoes, and fog. Lightning manipulation. Sorry, did I say flight manipulation? Alright, I meant air manipulation. Maybe I said air manipulation. I don't know. Sometimes I talk too fast for my own good, man. Lightning manipulation. Lightning bolts, EMP blasts, shock waves. Water manipulation. Tsunamis, ice storms, and rainfall. And she has a sixth sense. Senses extend across the globe and can manipulate individual storms. And her weather powers work on other planets and dimensions. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. It's like, if she goes to a place where it rains acid, she can control that acid. She can make an acid storm. You know, if she went to a dimension where it, you know, tornadoes were made of fire, she'd be able to make tornadoes made of fire. That's just how her powers work. She controls the fucking, like, weather of the area she's in. Like, of the dimension she's in.
Capable
planet.
of summoning a hurricane with less than a conscious thought.
When she does feel like using conscious thoughts, something Wiz tells me I struggle with, Aurora can create storms that cover the entire Earth.
Her weather manipulation isn't just powerful, but precise. She can call upon massive tidal waves, conceal herself in fog, and even generate localized blizzards cold enough to freeze lava.
She can summon bolts of lightning, even ones that are continents away, or generate electricity inside your brain. And
Fun.
she once zapped Cyclops with enough lightning to...
The energy that reignited the ring came exclusively from Storm's lightning, with Cyclops simply converting the lightning into a beam. As such, Storm's energy output scales to the ring's reignition.
restart an artificial sun called the Ring of Fire, a name that reminds me of the morning after Taco Tuesday.
Encircling the planet Polemarchus, the Ring of Fire provided all the same energy as a regular star.
But her favorite element is probably wind. With it, she
Oh,
can
yeah.
blow people away with tornadoes, suck the air out of a person's lungs, and generate enough lift to fly. She once flew fast enough to reach the edge of Earth's atmosphere from ground level in just a few seconds.
By measuring the angle and size of the Earth to get the distance and estimating a time frame of about 5 seconds, Aurora had to have flown at 4,000 times the speed of sound. She can even manipulate solar winds to fly through space. Unlike winds on Earth, which are just the movement of air molecules through the atmosphere, solar winds are streams of charged particles, mostly electrons and protons, ejected from the sun.
Almost as crazy as how she can breathe in the vacuum of space. She creates a mini atmosphere around herself by gathering, stray hydrogen atoms. Atoms, those are like really small last time I checked. Are these writers just giving her whatever powers they want now? How is that weather?
Aurora's abilities apply to any atmospheric conditions, whether they be in outer space or alternate dimensions. Essentially, anything even remote in outer space or
She could cast down calcium arrows from the skeleton belt floating above the cloud layer. Glassine fragments hanging within the clouds could focus light from the invisible sun, allowing her to fling ruby lasers from the skies. The possibilities are endless. That's what I was saying, man.
Essentially, anything even remotely considered weather.
Man, I wish I had crazy writers giving me random superpowers just because it's funny. That'd be awesome. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go use my rocket hands I've always had to get my beer out the fridge. Away!
What the fuck?
You wear underwear? Do I? Yeah, I do wear underwear. Yeah. What kind of underwear do you wear?
Everyone wears underwear. What the fuck?
Perhaps her most useful ability, though, is to sense changes in the weather with a pseudo-sixth sense. Aurora literally sees atmospheric patterns and energy as colors, with the world as her canvas.
She's so good with it, she could track a jet flying over New York while she was fighting the Shadow King in Wakanda. That's on the other side of the planet. Yeah, no wonder everyone thought she was a goddess. She is!
Aurora enjoyed all the worship and admiration until the day she was contacted by an American, Charles Xavier, with an interesting proposal.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Join the X-Men! Oh, pretty please, they were eaten by this living eyelid. It's a long story, but we're short-staffed.
Xavier founded the X-Men as a team of mutant superheroes that would attempt to mend race relations between Homo sapien and Superior through non-violent means.
Because what better way to teach kids in the 60s about the civil rights movement than with a bunch of good-looking lily-white teenagers with superpowers from upstate New York?
Feeling she had spent enough time blessing the rains down in Africa, Aurora agreed and was assigned the codename Storm.
And she more than earned the spot. She's proven
Made a tornado visible from space, reignited the Ring of Fire, created a globe-spanning storm in seconds, dodged beams of light, led her own team of X-Men, has defeated Cyclops, Polaris, Sinister, and Callisto. And, as a side note, was also a badass DLC character in Midnight Suns. If you haven't played Marvel Midnight Suns, it's a good game. I liked it, man. I really wish they did a sequel. They left it open for a sequel and then nothing. But her as a DLC character, she was one of the most OP characters in my opinion. Fucking had knockback, area effect attacks, chain attacks, could stun. Crazy, man.
herself worthy to wield Mjolnir, led a war against the Inhumans, and even survived a blast from her own lightning.
This is impressive, considering her lightning is powerful enough to match Polaris, who once used her powers to punch through Earth's crust all the way to the planet's core.
Damn.
Assuming she pulverized a cylinder of Earth all the way down, she had to have exerted over 15 teratons of TNT.
She once beat the mutant Callisto in unarmed combat, and Callisto has apparently mastered every single martial art known to man.
Despite her unbelievable power, Storm...
Okay, I feel like every superhero says that nowadays, right? Like, Batman says that, doesn't Captain America say that? Like, Iron Fist, fucking Callisto, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone and their grandma who knows how to throw hands nowadays, like, I've mastered every combat style known to man. Like, bullshit, man.
Has trained extensively in hand-to-hand combat.
Really?
Get it? It also probably didn't hurt that she's fast enough to dodge literal beams of light. Oh, but did you get it though?
Nope. And after kicking Callisto's ass, she became the queen of these sewer-dwelling mutants called the Morlocks. She really just couldn't escape being worshipped, could she? Even by grody underground monster people.
Well, she later married the Black Panther to...
Come on, don't... That's exactly why they live underground, man, because people treat them like that. Don't be a dick. Everyone always forgets about the Morlocks, man, but they're there. They just want to live their lives and be normal, but they're there.
And became queen of Wakanda too, so she really runs the gamut.
But even demigods have their Achilles heels. That plane crash from her childhood left her crushed under rubble for days, giving her a bad case of claustrophobia that rears its ugly head every once in a while.
But that's not enough to stop this queen.
No, she
Scott
gets over it.
Summers, Storm became the leader of the X-Men, because of course she did.
And when Geordie LaForge eventually came crawling back, the two fought over who would lead the team.
Despite Scott literally being able to shoot death lasers from his eyes, Storm kicked his ass. And even better, she didn't even have her powers at the time.
As it should be, because there's no one more devoted to her team than Storm is. She may be
Damn
an
right.
Omega-level mutant, but her greatest superpower is her bottomless compassion.
Mess with her team, and you'll watch as Aurora's heart of gold quickly turns to ice, as she quite literally steals your breath away.
Testing me, It's time you remembered why they call me Storm.
But yeah, like, for real, even during Midnight Suns, I was talking about it, man. That's her whole thing. She's, like, teaching you how to be a leader and stuff. Because she is willing to do anything for her team. You know, it's not going to come into play in this because it's a one-on-one fight, but like if there was a situation where it's, you know, her or her team, she'll give her life, no questions asked, any day of the week, man. It's one of the reasons she's one of my favorite X-Men. Is I like those kind of heroes, the heroes who understand, you know, it's not about them, it's not about the fame, it's not even about really saving people. You know, it's about protecting the things you care about, protecting the people that can't do it. So if giving her life protects her friends, protects the planet, you know, whatever, she's gonna do it.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you're dealing with the emotional weight of leading the X-Men or maintaining the balance of the elements, or, you know, normal stuff because it's 2021 and everything's on fire.
How much better session afford applying
Everything's still on fire.
I'm so bored.
Bro.
Your powers are impressive, but you lack discipline.
Yeah.
I'm the Avatar, master of all elements. You want to see for yourself?
Of course, Avatar. I'll show you what an X-Men can do.
About to whoop your ass. What she's gonna do. Air fight. What a fucking jerk. It's a cocky little shit, huh? Come on.
Living the dream. Let's go.
So I got myself a DNA kit from myheritage.com, and I've got to say,
Water, lightning, and airbending? Starting to feel a little less special here.
Yeah, she can't bend that. She don't manipulate metal.
I am Shao the Conqueror. My son Jesse. Mutant. You find me.
The Sonic the Hedgehog?
Who are you? Answer me!
Freak of nature. Freak.
Gotta get out. Gotta get out.
Come on.
Jean Logan, I won't let you down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way she's gonna just... Superheroes don't give up, man. They don't just roll over and die.
I'll never be safe.
Fuck you, Cabbage Guy.
You're no bender.
Oh, she's a goddess. She's about to put you in your place. Oh no. Come on, Storm. Back to the real world? Oh, shit, what happened? She ain't in the spirit realm, she's gonna beat her where she's her strongest. Come on. Aw, damn it. Don't give up, Storm, come on. No way.
What you are, Spirit of Storms.
Exactly.
Yeah, get her ass. So that was when you fuck with an X-Man. Headshot.
You fought nobly, Avatar.
KO! I think I just queen shit myself. This fight
God
wasn't
damn it.
totally straightforward. Korra can dominate most fighters pretty easy with her raw bending power and martial arts skills, especially with the Avatar state. Not even
Does he know beer bending? Is that what that was? What the fuck?
some of the best benders on the planet like Zahir and Kuvira could stand up to her at her best.
However, despite Korra's awesome Avatar powers, she found herself outmatched by Storm's skill, precision, and overwhelming force. For instance, Storm's massively hypersonic flight and ability to sense and control weather across the planet meant she could always fight safely from a distance.
Korra's trained in martial arts from birth, but even if she did manage to get in close and fight hand-to-hand, Storm's experience with the X-Men and defeating Callisto meant she could keep up.
While Korra may have fought people who can dodge lightning, Storm can dodge literal beams of light. Even just using her flight speed exiting the atmosphere, she'd still be nearly 20 times faster than Korra.
Korra did have access to elements like fire and earth that Storm didn't. If she somehow found out about Storm's claustrophobia, she could theoretically trap her in some rocks to exploit it.
But Storm would be more than powerful enough to just break out. Her lightning was strong enough to match Polaris, who punched a hole in the earth all the way down to its core.
Yeah, ultimately, Storm was just way more powerful. Remember that planet-sized storm she created? Well, I know clouds are lighter than air, but those are a shit ton of clouds and need a lot of work to move around.
Yeah.
By measuring their volume and
Hard
the
to
speed
move
at
a
which
cloud.
they moved, the energy Storm needed for this would be over 500 exatons of TNT, about 250 times more powerful than what Korra could output.
And considering this is the same woman who was powerful enough to reignite an artificial star, results like that aren't outliers.
Even taking the fight to the spirit world wouldn't have helped, considering Storm has manipulated alien weather from outer space and alternate dimensions. She'd have no problem adapting there. And considering Storm's powers are genetic in nature, not spiritual, Korra would not be able to depower her with energy bending.
And none of that is counting the ways Storm could have ended the fight right off the bat, like sucking the air right out of Korra's lungs or generating a lightning storm in her brain.
Korra was a tenacious, unrelenting opponent, but Storm's massive range, precise control, deadly skill, and unbelievable power won her this fight.
Don't get bent out of shape. Korra just couldn't weather the storm.
The winner is Storm.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for...
Alrighty, next time on Death Battle. Oh, this should be a pretty good one. Madara versus Aizen. Now, I have not seen all of Bleach. I've seen some of Bleach, but not a lot. I didn't get very far into it. I do, however, know that Aizen is like OP boss level fucking, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Him and Madara are people that's like, they needed plot to win because the people were just that OP. That being said, I've actually seen Madara in action. I've never seen Aizen in action. I've seen Madara in action before. I mean, during the fucking Ninja War, bro, he was. I mean, I was gonna say he was moving, but it was more than that. Dude was decimating people. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Remembering some of the fights and some of the shit he did, man, dude didn't give a fuck. I'm hoping Madara wins, but I don't know anything about Aizen, so maybe he'll pull out the win. Maybe he's more OP. I don't know. Should be a crazy fight though.
Madara Uchiha, the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto.
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go! He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
When your website matters, handling high-demand events can be difficult.
Endless destruction, countless dead, a plot to conquer the planet. The ninja world was at war.
For the fourth time, only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to end all wars forever. Madara Uchiha.
From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet.
Belonging to opposing clans, Madara...
Full name, Madara Uchiha, 5'10", 157 pounds, former leader of the Uchiha clan, co-founder of Konoharaga. Sorry, my tongue always fucks that up. Resurrected via Edo Tensei. Favorite food, Inrazushi? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Hobbies, falconry, and 5D chess. Yeah, that checks out.
And Hashirama were forced to battle each other for years, all the while dreaming of a better future.
Their bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
But Madara wasn't satisfied
Konoha?
with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination.
Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
Madara's megalomania was perhaps fated, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra.
Basically physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood style jutsu.
Gunbai and Kama, sword, fire style jutsu, Hiroshima cells, regeneration and wood style jutsu, storm style, light fang, sensing technique, chakra absorption, and summoning tentacles.
Which just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party with energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party waiting to happen.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. especially impressive
Hold on.
considering it's the
Whoa,
only
whoa, whoa.
Party waiting to happen.
His wood is especially impressive.
Pause, Wiz. Whoa. You gotta work on your phrasing, my guy. What the
Considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Madara can even
You
use
know
his
why,
gunpei to
Wiz.
absorb ninjutsu and return it right back to sender. You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Yeah.
Madara has torn apart hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taking a beating from every
Also,
tail beast.
hold on.
Madara's-
What's this?
You know you're a badass.
Yeah, shout out to Jump Force, man. A lot of people fucking hated on that game. I don't know why. You know, it's part of why I don't trust reviews for shit. People were hating on Jump Force. I liked it. People were hating on Mass Effect Andromeda. I liked it. I don't know, man. Form your own opinions, people. Don't just read a review or watch your YouTuber and be like, you know, your favorite YouTuber and do whatever they say. You know, if you want to check something out, check it out. You know, make your own opinion on it.
Take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Madara has torn apart hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at once, and even
Damn.
defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world.
Yeah, like I said, dude was cooking.
Fast enough to move at light speed. And even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance.
That was a cool ass transition. Sharingan, increased precision and accuracy, limited precognition, see chakra flow, jutsu copying, genjutsu illusions, Izanagi and Izanami. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, perfect Susanoo, dual swords, Yasaka Magatama, evil disturbance walls.
Perception down to the cellular level, allowing him to predict movements, see the flow of chakra, and summon the mighty perfect Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even ones as strong as Itachi Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
And when she died in the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he now
would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him.
What the
This is my
fuck?
ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that.
No,
not
I'm gonna look
only
at you like
gained
that.
a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus.
Rinnegan, Deva Path, attractive and repulsive forces, can summon meteors. Human Path, read minds and pull out souls. Preta Path, absorbs chakra. Naraka Path, interrogation and restoration techniques. Asura Path, cyborg augmentation. Animal Path, summons monsters. The Outer Path, summons the demonic statue. Black Receiver, Limbo Border Jail. Rene Sharingan, which is, I'm assuming, a combination of the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, because, you know, why else would you name it like that? Infinite Tsukuyomi and God Nativity of a World of Trees. What the fuck?
Of all eye magic, the Ringy Eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan.
Well, Madara was not shown to use all of the 6 paths abilities. They have been used by Nagato, and therefore he should be capable of the same.
Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated.
Given his use of hand seals, uncommon for dojutsu techniques and their identical shapes and sizes, Madara likely creates meteors with chakra instead of pulling them from outer space. It's still impressive as fuck.
In a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms
Until
of
it
his
didn't.
one true love.
Commander, welcome back. The station has been waiting. Let me show you around.
Fuck your AI shit.
Or did it?
Alright, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just bear
A little bit.
with me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense?
Nah, that'll never work.
You're right,
But it did.
So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever.
Yeah, that's about right.
Look what you people have done to him. You'd
Fair
think
enough.
Ten Tails' power would be awesome, but those stinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't let their size
Dude.
fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league.
Yeah.
Ten Tails is strong enough.
Don't even joke about those things, man. They will disintegrate your ass. Improved regeneration, 6 paths Senjutsu, Truth-seeking balls, Yin release, matter creation, lightning dispatch, Yang release, life creation, and flight.
To wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs.
Yeah, no, it
which means
destroys
they
your
had to
soul.
erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane, he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he
To be fair, Guy gave him a good fight. Go check out Guy fighting All Might, by the way. That's one of my best video, most viewed videos or whatever. You know, it was pretty great, man. Dude goes into 8 gates and everything. It is insane. He doesn't hold back.
light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan.
Successfully cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, summoned a giant forest all around the world, created the Valley of the End in battle, endured an assault from every tailed beast at once, fought Hiroshima for 24 hours straight, survived Night Guy, which can bend space, matched Sage of Six Paths Naruto and Sasuke, and defeated the Tail Beasts, the 5 Kage, Might Guy, and Hiroshima.
And with the God Tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra
it
would have
worked,
involved
though.
physically spreading its roots through and around the entire
Everyone was
Earth
happy.
in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
And this was with just one jutsu.
The near lightning speed of the God Tree's roots is consistent with them blitzing ninja like Kakashi and Kurama Chakra Mode Naruto, who could react to lightning.
Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Just like Romeo and Juliet.
God damn it.
Never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Mata bro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
That's a good question. Oops, exactly weird. Right, let's see his competition.
Society was in chaos. One of its leading Shinigami was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances. A band of humans from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead. Murdered.
What dastardly mastermind could have been behind all this? He'd have to be
It was
a
Aizen, right?
galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Yeah, I called it. I was gonna say, if he's going up against Madara, that's gotta be it. It was him. He's the guy behind everything. He's the 5D big brain guy. Full name, Sosuke Aizen, hundreds of years old, 6'1", 163 pounds, Shinigami. Former captain of the Gotei 13's 5th Division, former leader of the Arankar. And used to teach calligraphy.
That he is
writing,
a man,
isn't it?
a human man, but a soul reaper.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife and purify those who have turned evil in the living world.
By killing them with swords.
Grim Reaper swordsman. Though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this
all
Clark
part of the
Kent
plan.
was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain, but when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA, and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of Reishi, being spirit matter, and empowered by Raryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of Reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Raryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This is due to his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Kido, or spells. He can create force fields, bend the light.
Invisibility, Reishi manipulation, incredible Reiatsu, Kido, Million Escudo, Bakudo number 26, Kyoko, Auto 63, Raiko Hu, Bakudo 81, Danku, Auto 90, Kuro Hitsugi, Auto 99, Goryu 10 Metsu, Kayuku Sugetsu, Soul Cutting Sword and Complete Hypnosis, Hakuda, Shunpo, and Sanjutsu. I don't know what any of these words are, man.
Around him to make him impossible to detect. Fire concentrated bolts of lightning and absorb
go ahead,
energy from
roast
his
me in the
surroundings to
comments.
make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Kido is Kurohitsugi. After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
A Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka
Right.
Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over
I knew
his
that.
victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This
For real?
complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will, making himself virtually immune to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong
That's
that it kept a group
OP.
of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visored trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely
Oh,
powerful
shit.
reality-warping
Just ripped that out of that person's fucking chest. Although the Hyoku itself has no explicit limits, the amount of power it grants to the person is dictated by the wielder's will. The moment the will falters, the Hyoku will reject the will. Okay.
Device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his
Materializes the wielder's wishes, evolves Aizen to boost power, nullifies previous weaknesses, regeneration, Retsu indetectable to weaker Shinigami, Fragor, and Ultra Fragor.
desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
A being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it.
Imagine if I didn't have to keep getting interrupted by fucking
The
ads.
deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
That
Damn.
implied that the Soul King has to be
The only souls we see in the living world are those from Earth, since the Soul Society and Hueco are meant to be home to the souls of the dead. It's safe to assume they're the same size as Earth.
outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
Aizen is powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Ryatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gote 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced this 100.
The asteroid size was calculated by comparing it to the Shakonmaku, a barrier that covers all of Serete, which has had 30% of its size stated to be 200 Li or 100 kilometers, thus making its total size 333 kilometers.
20-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Or was it? Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Ryatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Nah, it's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach. He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy.
Survived Ichigo's final Getsuga Tensho, endured incineration from his own Ryatsu, moves FTE to top tier Shimigami. Faster than eyesight. Okay. Stopped a Hado from Tessai. Caught Ichigo's Bankai with his finger. One-shot a being immune to Ryatsu. Matched the Soul King Yawak in combat. Defeated the Gote 13, the Vicebird, and Urahara and Ichigo.
Warlord Yua, who absorbed the power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Suigetsu to trick him. And Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku, bitches.
And after standing among the gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence.
Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes? No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top. Neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
Alright, the combatants are set and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the confidence of an anime supervillain, check out Blue Chew.
This episode is brought to you
of the with one of Cincinnati when in hell at Shoutout.
Let's do it.
You can see me.
I can see everything.
Well, let's see which one of you guys are more OP, I guess.
Did you see that?
They're not even fighting, are they? Took the sword already, didn't he?
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Mere parlor tricks. Don't get so full of yourself.
God damn it.
Excel. Do what feels fresh.
Hey, do you have any debt issues? If you're in Canada and you have over $10,000 of debt...
Go away. Damn. Oh, fuck your barrier. Those truth-seeking balls actually really kill him. They destroy souls and shit, right? Okay, that's pretty cool.
The pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it!
Dude has got a problem. Alright, they both got problems. Yeah.
Had me there, you tricky bastard.
I don't think you got him yet.
Escapes my illusions, human. Know your place.
But I thought they were never fighting. Oh, you were in his illusion. Damn. Oh, you got played, son. I knew that shit could destroy souls.
What a wonderful dance.
Of course Madara won! He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku, and both ended up being roughly as fast as each other.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like...
The truth-seeking balls were stated to prevent Edo Tensei from regenerating because they nullified the jutsu, and given the similarities between chakra and Ryoku and the fact that Minato's soul was damaged even after the jutsu was released, Aizen would react the same way.
Like his own limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both chakra and rare Yoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks, and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's Tsukuyomi. And since Madara can switch between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only inevitable that Madara would be able to quickly break out.
However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
And Aizen lacked the ability to do the same.
Since characters much weaker than Madara and Aizen performed light-speed feats, they would likely be much faster. However, based on further calculations, they'd still upscale to roughly the same degree.
Irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his eyes on the prize. And
do you feel any shame at all?
Moderately. Ha! Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
I hate you sometimes.
Madara Uchiha.
Yeah, another right answer for me. I've been right on all these so far, haven't I? Oh no, Akuma lost. Storm and Madara won. And up next we got, oh shit, Saitama versus Popeye. I'm not going to cast my vote for this one because it's one that I actually do remember like very well. But it's going to be a great one, guys. I mean, as you know, One Punch Man, I mean, if you've seen the show, it's enough said, right? He beats everything basically in one punch. He seemingly has unlimited strength, crazy durability to the point where I don't think we've ever seen him take any actual real damage. Just kind of gotten scuffed up, like, you know, dirt marks and stuff like that. As for Popeye, despite thinking, oh, why would Popeye be going up against fucking Saitama? He's just a guy who eats spinach. Oh my god. He has cartoon force out the ass, man. Wait till you see what they say. If you haven't seen this one, it's crazy. Looks like Death Battle shirt. Yeah, Death Battle merchandise for their 10-year anniversary that was happening at the time.
Saitama, the One Punch Man.
Popeye, the Sailor Man.
East versus West. Old versus new.
Healthy eating versus basic exercise.
These two warriors may seem ridiculous, but their unassuming
look at this
exteriors
shit.
belie impossible strength.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would
Who
win,
would win a death battle?
Life is pain, brutal and short. The challenges we face during our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them, we are lost.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential crisis, but
Yeah.
luckily I came prepared.
For this failed salaryman, all it took to get that fiery passion back was to save this butt-chin
What's wrong
child
with
from
his
a
fucking
crab
chin?
monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This man was
Every time I
From a
see it,
crab
man.
took to get that fiery passion back was to save this butt-chin child from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This man was Saitama, and he was going
If you haven't seen One Punch Man, you're in for a treat, guys. It's, oh my god, it is fucking off the rails sometimes.
to be a superhero.
And so he trained, pushing his body beyond its limits and shattering the boundaries of humanity.
So hard, his friggin' hair fell out.
Saitama's strength grew exponentially day by day, with the goal of becoming the greatest hero who ever lived.
And much to his horror, that's exactly what he got.
Yeah.
All it took was one punch. Damn it!
And there's no challenge.
The hardest thing is to get started.
What's the point?
You have to get it on paper.
He became too strong. He became the one, the only, the infamous Caped Baldy.
But anyone
Yeah,
who
bad
knows
name.
him as One Punch Man, as in he can't help but beat almost every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch. And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out
Hell
monsters,
yeah.
like a giant who's over a quarter of
Full name Saitama, age 25, height 5'9", weight 154 pounds. Love how, like, just reading that, he sounds like just a normal guy. Looks like one too. Anyways, here our name is Cape Baldy. Oh, he's made up to A class? Alright, nice. I mean, I don't think he's... I've seen season 3 of One Punch Man, the show. I don't know how... I've read some of the manga. I just don't remember how far I've gotten. I don't remember him reaching A class. So that's pretty good. You know, he's getting recognized. Likes fighting, video games, and discount prices.
a kilometer tall and can stomp city-sized craters into the earth.
Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Or a Monster King who shaved off a continent from the Earth's surface and lifted it into the stratosphere. And Saitama's never even broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them.
During their battle,
Not
that
really.
same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama.
Who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it. The lava he was bathing in, naked. And then he punched him.
And he died.
Saitama's created after images just by hopping side to side, defeated a martial arts master with his butt, and survived the inhospitable vacuum of space after being kicked all the way to the moon and before jumping back to Earth in about 16 seconds. That's 8% the speed of light.
Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed, or punch so fast his fist starts to blue shift. You know, that thing that happens when you approach the speed of light?
Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And if he wants to amp it up, the
Superhuman physique, superhuman willpower, normal techniques, normal punch, consecutive normal punches, and two-handed consecutive normal punches. Oh damn. I've never seen the two-handed consecutive normal punches. That's crazy. Serious techniques, serious punch, serious side hops, serious squirt gun, and serious table flip. I don't think I've seen the serious table flip.
consecutive normal punches.
Are you kidding me? Those are his attack names? What kind of self-respecting anime protagonist is he?
Plain and simple, he's a satire of one. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we
get to see him at the end.
There.
Basically, imagine if Goku went Super Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all
Yeah.
the drama out of it, doesn't it?
And that's
Kinda.
the point. Far from the power fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless.
Yeah.
His new reality was inescapably boring.
Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them, or
Yeah.
shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the terrain.
Like, that's the thing is, make fun of him all you want, make fun of the show all you want, but think about it for just a second, honestly. Like, honestly think about it. This is a guy with unbelievable power who is completely and utterly bored. Every single person in his universe should be thanking their lucky stars that he decides to be a hero. Because he could just as easily one day decide, you know, fuck it. I'm gonna start just destroying stuff. I am so fucking bored with this world that he just wants to break everything. Because he could do it. No, not a single person, as far as I can tell, in any of the fucking universe of One Punch Man would be able to stop him. He could just do whatever he wanted. Just end it all. It's like in Dark Knight Metal or whatever, when fucking we see the Devastator's backstory. Superman just went crazy one day. You know, no one expected it. He just all of a sudden started murdering people. Nobody could stop him. He's fucking Superman. DC wrote him to be so OP, no one could stop him. Until Batman was like, alright, fuck this. And turned himself into like a doomsday fucking wannabe. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked.
Scale. For those not in the Tory know, that's equal to 1 trillion tons of TNT. This guy's training must have been insane.
That would be 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day.
Yep.
And that's it.
No, that's not it. You also make sure not to use the air conditioner in the summer. You don't use the heat in the winter. And always make sure you have 3 meals a day, or at least a breakfast. I think he said. You gotta make sure you have at least a banana for breakfast. Was his point? You know, even if you're just something small, make sure you eat. And then like always go for discounts. I'm pretty sure that's part of the training too.
Gotta be shitting me.
It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible.
Well, 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out. Doing 100 squats and then running half a marathon every single day would absolutely destroy your legs.
Put simply, effective workouts involve shredding muscle fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves more durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep.
But Saitama's workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and over. After a few days, he shouldn't even have been able to move, but he just kept going.
There might be an explanation.
Somehow.
Take the brilliant scientist Dr. Genus, whose half-century of research into evolution Saitama erased in, well, one punch. According to Genus's hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter.
Basically, every living thing on Earth has a limit to their natural abilities. At some point, no matter how badass they are, they'll plateau. Wait a minute. Have I peaked? I gotta go to the gym!
Well, Saitama trained so hard...
Destroyed a meteor in 1 punch. Created the moon by jumping off of it. Casually bathed in a pool of lava. Punched fast enough to blue shift. Easily outpaced Speedo Sonic. Ignored Tatsumaki's telekinetic power. Defeated Boros, the Deep Sea King, Tatsumaki, and Garo. And can wiggle his ears. That's actually kind of impressive.
He literally defied the laws of nature and reality. He just breaks the logic of his world. He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand.
And while he has stated that his strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full.
Such as when he fought the godlike alien...
And technically, I don't think that's true. I don't think it has peaked or whatever strength, because I'm pretty sure when he fought Garo, when him and Garo had their actual fights, spoilers. I mean, all this is spoilers, obviously every time I watch Death Battles. But spoilers, if you do not want, me to talk about what happens in One Punch Man, skip ahead a little bit. But I'm pretty sure when he fights Garo, and Garo monsterizes, and is at like his peak, Saitama starts growing in strength and speed and stuff in order to match and surpass him. Garo's doing the same thing, but Saitama is growing at such a speed faster than him that he just can't keep up, and he loses the fight because it's One Punch Man. He's gonna win. But yeah, I don't think that he has reached his peak.
Conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
And reflected Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon. Now you see, that's an attack name. An energy blast that was going to blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zettatons of TNT. Like a quadrillion of the world's strongest nukes going off at once.
Despite his obvious and
Well, only implied in the anime and manga, the official One Punch Man Hero Encyclopedia confirms Boros' attack was capable of destroying the Earth. Alright, well, if it's in the encyclopedia.
Overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world.
I mean, that's fair.
Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict gave him a perspective on how tropey and contrived his world is. Only Saitama's the only one in on the joke, because who cares about how far up their own ass a supervillain is when you can just chill at home with your buds and play video games?
Maybe that was the real lesson all along. Not to value our lives based on our accomplishments, but on the time we spend living and enjoying life's simple pleasures.
I'll leave that to Saitama, and I can't think of anything more pleasurable than punching so hard my name becomes a byword for literally unbeatable. The dude is the undisputed king of broken anime characters, because until Saitama finds his equal, he's gonna end all his fights in one punch!
Pretty much. Wow. Known as Popeye the Sailor, age 40, 5'6", 158 pounds, born in Santa Monica, California, hero of the U.S. Navy, heavyweight champion boxer, like spinach, olive oil, and more spinach.
And Popeye's body is essentially made of, well...
superhuman physique, can summon spinach, matter reconstruction, physical malleability, fourth wall awareness, spinach powers, which give him flight, increased strength, invisibility, invulnerability, shape-shifting, and unlimited amount of stamina.
As well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it, the puck must have been moving at 500 times the speed of light. In order to generate that force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even shadowboxed so fast, he's somehow occupied 2 places at once and hit himself.
So, was he just born this way? Is being ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass? Because if so, you might want to get on that, buddy.
No. The secret to Popeye's immense physical strength is simply the virtue of nutrition.
I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
Specifically, Popeye has spent his life consuming a miracle herb that has turned him from a mere sailor into a veritable god. Spinach.
Propaganda straight from the bean counters at Big Vegetable. You'll never get me to eat my grains, damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain alcohol for me!
Originating in Persia, Spinacia oleracea is a leafy green nutrient and antioxidant-rich vegetable that can help prevent cancer and reduce blood pressure. A normal can of spinach contains about 44 calories. When used in Popeye's world, its effects are multiplied. Not only does it immediately increase Popeye's already impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him virtually impervious to harm.
It lets him fly, turn invisible, shapeshift his body into literally anything, and even survive the universe getting turned off. That's right, this big whatever the hell that thing is apparently God, and he turned off reality in order to kill Popeye and his friends. Cause why not? Except guess what? Popeye was fine. Why? because he eats his spinach.
I wonder what its nutritional content is like. Well, let's find out with math. A single can of spinach in Popeye's world was once able to grow a beanstalk so tall it reached into outer space, all the way to a nearby solar system, and shattered this stylized yellow star. By measuring the volume of this spinach stalk and including the caloric density of regular spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories. That's over 700 octillion times greater than the total calories the average person will consume over their entire life.
That's over 46
Thanks for that
million
gross
Yoda
image flashing on screen, by the way. Obviously, the size of the star, as seen, could imply it is not an actual star. However, that star itself is not being applied when calculating the caloric energy of the spinach.
of TNT, enough to destroy, well, a star, or enough to punch your annoying neighbor so hard that when they land, they tilt the Earth.
By measuring the angle of the planet after tilting, we can determine its axis was adjusted by about 13 degrees in less than a second. That's a speed of about 1.8 million meters per second.
I wonder, is that enough to power a
punch Pluto very hard around the world, to the moon, and to tilt the Earth's axis. Gave the Son of Black Eye, punched out lightning bolts, knocked a boxer into the real world, appeared in 2 places simultaneously, survived the universe being turned off, defeated Pluto, Sinbad, the man upstairs, and his own animator.
A rocket ship so fast it travels backwards in time? Yeah, 'cause that happened. I only know of one type of herb that'll take you through time. Whatever kind of spinach it is, it sure ain't normal.
Not true. Popeye doesn't consume some special magical spinach. Any kind will do, even if it's handed to him by the audience in the real world watching his cartoon.
He can summon cans to his side by whistling for them, praying to gods, painting them into reality, or just waving his hand. The dude has literally been disintegrated into nothingness, then his nothingness grabbed a spinach can out of nowhere and ate it. Nothing ate it. His nothing. And then he came back with his I don't know.
He can even push so hard he tears the film strip he's being animated on, or exit his cartoon to beat the shit out of his own animator.
So Popeye's basically fought 2 different versions of God and whooped their asses. You know, he's a pretty chill broski, considering he's basically a spinach-eating Lovecraftian nightmare.
But he's
unless you watch the fucking horror movie version.
So if you decide to antagonize him, be aware you're messing with one of cartoon's all-time heavyweight champions. And for your own sake, eat your fucking vegetables.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, in case you're starting to feel those winter blues, check out BetterHelp.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online.
Around that more thing help than why over
viewers get
and
Oh man, scrap's always so expensive. No thanks.
Oh shit.
Stands no one bad-mouthing me spinach. Put 'em up, yes, big palooka.
Whatever.
Well, blow me down. Ya ain't got a scratch on yas.
I know, right? Overwhelming strength is so boring.
I can't read that.
Bro. I can't read that.
So boring.
I can't read that.
What the fuck?
Huh?
What the? Oh my god. I don't even know how to react anymore. What the fuck, but okay. Oh, I did the Boris thing.
Okay.
Bro!
A little bit more interesting now.
This fucking battle, man. Oh, that one looked like it hurt a bit. The video game.
Sure is one crazy gazookas.
I'm just a guy who's a hero for fun. Who the hell are you?
Yep, I am what I am, and that's all what I am.
Yep.
So, what do you know? How am I gonna get back home?
Bro, do you have to destroy the Earth? Like, come on. Oh. Yeah. Come on, you gotta live there still. What the fuck happened to the animation? Popeye is a lot different. What the fuck, man? You got jacked. It's not over. Serious punch. Spinach.
Amazing! This is amazing! How did you get so strong?
I eat me spinach.
Eats my spinach. Just break the fourth wall? Is that what that shatter was? Well, they're back to normal, okay.
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
That's all I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more.
I never thought it would happen. A serious fight. I found it! Thank you, weird spinach mascot.
It's all he's ever wanted. He can die happy, man. Knowing that he had a fight that finally made him give it his all.
Just monitoring the market. You're building your future with intelligence.
Hi there! Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ.
Shut up. Yeah, it looks like he won. Aw, he turned into egg. That's just mean. Good egg because he's bald.
He took a big gamble, but now he is scrambled. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
KO! Well, I guess you could say that fight was over easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama's whole gag that he can't lose?
It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite
Yeah.
breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless. He's said so himself.
Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite, but there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger, like a bodybuilder stuck with 5-pound dumbbells.
He also doesn't possess some magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort. Powerful adversaries like Boros and Garo have survived his blows repeatedly, albeit briefly, and he's never met anyone quite like Popeye the Sailor Man.
According to the mangaka, One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series.
Yeah.
He's left in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
So, if we know Saitama's strength does have a limit, what is it?
We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious punch, but that's the joke. He's only now getting kind of serious.
In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's assume Saitama was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's still technically a human, we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively consistent with other humans. Let's just say he burned the equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing. So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible.
That'd make his strongest.
Please note that by design, it is impossible to determine the exact upper limits of Saitama's strength. That is not the primary purpose of this particular calculation.
Punch about 200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros' energy blast as a base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT. That's absolutely insane. Enough to annihilate Uranus 4 times over.
That's impressive, but that's still far less than Popeye's star-busting power, which was millions of times greater. Sure, this is only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength exactly. But the point is, whatever it may be, it can be measured.
That's right, but trying to compare them with just numbers isn't the whole story.
While Saitama can break his world fairly easily, it's still a semi-realistic world that generally obeys the laws of physics.
Popeye in his world, on the other hand...
Despite breaking his limiter and achieving unimaginable power, Saitama still suffers from extreme human weaknesses that Popeye does not. For example, unlike Popeye, Saitama could not survive deep space for an indefinite period, as he does require oxygen.
Can't really be measured at all. The dude's occupied 2 places at the same time, ripped the film strip he's animated on, and knocked out the guy drawing him. Can't do math to figure that out. Popeye's just on a whole other level of bullshit.
Even if Saitama was strong enough to kill Popeye in 1 punch, Popeye has survived being...
Saitama could potentially benefit from eating Popeye's spinach. However, in Thimble Theater, Popeye defeated a spinach-empowered boxer without any need of eating spinach on his own. That's crazy.
Fully disintegrated, only to recover good as new. Hell, God turned off all of reality and Popeye just ignored it.
And on the flip side, there was nothing stopping Popeye from just turning Saitama into a bunch of eggs, which he can do without spinach. So even if Popeye was weaker, he'd still have a way to finish the job in 1 punch.
Saitama was easily one of the strongest combatants we've ever seen, but pure strength was no match for Popeye's insane power, survivability, and plain old cartoon shenanigans.
If you thought nothing could match the One Punch Man, now you know Popeye's spinach can.
The winner is Popeye. And that's a wrap for our anniversary season. Thank you so
Alrighty, which means that if that's a wrap for their season, we get to end our episode with the beginning of their next season, which is Harley Quinn versus Jinx. I want Harley Quinn to win, honestly, because I mean, they're both great characters. When I played League of Legends, Jinx was one of the characters I played. But Harley Quinn is, one of my favorite DC characters. Just because, I don't know, the way she acts, man. She's like Joker, but she's not nearly as crazy and fucked up. Dude's ripping off people's faces and shit. No, thank you. Yeah, so I want her to win, but I feel like the nature of League of Legends is going to make so that Jinx is going to end up winning this. Like, they fight way crazier shit just on a regular basis, I feel like. But, we'll see. Here we go, final fight for this episode, guys.
Harley Quinn, DC's fantabulous anti-hero.
Jinx, the loose cannon of League of Legends.
We live in a society that adheres to strict laws and norms, but these two ladies turn that system on its head with their wild enthusiasm for destruction and chaos.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Born to a
Guys, look, there's the Harley Quinn from the Harley Quinn TV show.
middle-class family in the heart of Brooklyn, USA, Harleen Quinzel had long lived a life of mediocrity. She had embarrassing parents, annoying siblings,
And a high school life that sucked. Even more than, like, the normal ones.
She never quite felt like she fit in anywhere.
Jeez,
but despite this,
fucking
Harleen
assholes,
knew she
man.
was destined for greatness.
So, inspired by a childhood crush turned psychotic murderer, Harleen spent
Whoa.
years training to be a world-renowned criminal psychiatrist, eventually traveling to Gotham City's infamous Arkham Asylum to research the most dangerous criminals
No wonder
on the
she
planet,
got played by the
like
Joker.
Batman's arch nemesis, the Joker.
But after analyzing the Joker and his horrific, unspeakable history as a
I mean, I doubt it. Wouldn't that be crazy if the Joker was the crush? You know what I mean? That would be a crazy twist, a crazy backstory for him. That's how he knew how he could play her, is that he was the crush that turned into a murderer. Anyway, full name Harleen Quinzel, age 27, height 5'6", trained for combat by the Amazons and roller derby enthusiasts. Likes hyenas, cats, doggos, turtles, mice, birds, and bunnies. Will totally fuck you up if you harm any of the above. And loves Deadpool, crossed out, Red Tool, and Poison Ivy.
homicidal clown and Jared Leto, she came to realize one truth.
The Joker was actually a misunderstood angel squashed down by an unjust society and wrongfully...
So I got myself a DNA kit from myheritage.com.
I mean, thanks for interrupting that, but seriously, stop with the ads.
harassed angels squashed down by an unjust society and wrongfully harassed by that son of a bitch Batman.
This was the first
Yep.
of the Joker's many manipulations, leading Harleen to see a warped reflection of herself through him, culminating in her breaking him out of prison, bleaching her skin via chemical vat baptism, and joining him on his life of crime, descending into love like madness and reborn as the fantastic Harley Quinn.
And she was packing plenty of tools of maniac.
Giant mallets, baseball bats, electric buzzers, acid flowers, various explosives, pistols, automatic guns, bazookas, and flamethrowers, pop gun with cork rounds, explosive rounds, and bullet rounds, rocket pogo stick, and smoke bombs.
Mayhem, including her iconic hammer, electric buzzers, and bombs of all shapes and sizes, like the dreaded banana cream pie, the most evil of all pie flavors.
When she wants to get around quickly, she can use her handy-dandy pogo stick, which she straps rockets to. That doesn't seem safe.
Speaking of unsafe, Harley's most
Bro,
versatile
what are you
tool
doing
is
here?
her pop gun, a rotating revolver with special ammo rounds, like a boxing glove. Whoa,
whoa, close one.
And binding confetti. And did I mention explosive rounds, which... Oh no.
Ah, my leg is gone. Oh no. Oh wait, there he was. I'm fine.
I'm gonna go.
Harley combines her arsenal with unparalleled gymnastic skills, making her far deadlier than your average criminal. She can even keep up with experts like Deadshot and Catwoman, even Batman at times. The peak human superhero that can dodge lightning and survive this alien device exploding, which obliterated multiple city blocks.
Yeah, I think that stretches the term peak human just a bit. But hey, he's the
Maybe.
goddamn Batman, so we'll allow it.
Unfortunately for Harley,
guess.
despite her unwavering loyalty to the Joker, their honeymoon period did not last. He spent years
he just
abusing her
used
physically
her.
and emotionally,
It's all
tearing her
play.
down piece by piece.
Then, when he got bored, he strapped her to a friggin' rocket and launched her halfway across Gotham City. Guess that's one way to say, no, it's not you, it's me. Bye!
Harley was left alone in the wreckage.
Psychoanalysis, poison ivy enhancements, healing factor, toxic immunity, and enhanced physiology, toxins, sleeping gas, mind control poison, tranquilizers, and the Joker venom.
Abandoned by the one person she dedicated her entire life to.
Until fellow villain Poison Ivy came by. She nursed Harley back to health, literally healing her from a damaged relationship. Ivy even gave Harley a chemical concoction that granted her superhuman strength and a healing factor.
I suppose a healthy relationship can sometimes feel like your own superpower in and of itself.
Yeah, and those two definitely seem like very good friends. Wink!
With Ivy
Wrong
at her
with-
side,
you just
Harley
say
went
they're
on to rebuild
girlfriends.
herself as a famous
fine.
anti-hero, leading teams like the Gotham Sirens and Suicide Squad. She worked on developing new skills built around her own strengths rather than that of her past.
Like learning to use her lifelong knowledge of psychoanalysis to manipulate her foes mid-combat.
And creating tons of her own chemical concoctions, like tranquilizers and sleeping gases that can incapacitate metahumans. She even reverse engineered her former flame's trademark Joker Venom. This deadly substance excites the laughter centers in a person's brain and forces them to laugh until they suffocate.
Harley was clearly on top of the world, but nothing caps off self-improvement like a Rocky Balboa training montage. So Harley went to Themyscira of all places to get a combat internship with the Amazons, just like her favoriteest superhero, Wonder Woman. And imagine going from bashing random goons in Gotham to
At the time, the Amazons were being led by Granny Goodness, who was posing as the goddess Athena. Harley later aided in overthrowing her role. Fun.
fighting alongside immortal warrior goddesses.
She became agile enough to jump between skyscrapers and strong enough to rip an entire palm tree out of the ground with her bare hands. Based on the size of the tree and the weight of an average palm by foot, that weighs about 600 pounds. And she can hold it one-handed, so her actual strength is probably at least twice as much.
Enough to lift a full-grown brown bear and throw it like a rag doll. Hell, her skills advanced so far she
Dodged point-blank bullets, missiles, and lightning. Knocked out Wonder Woman with her toxins. Survived being strapped to a rocket. Once wielded Black and Red Lantern rings simultaneously. Can hold her own against Batman in close quarters combat. Defeated Joker, Punchline, and Nightwing.
was appointed a herald on the War World Apocalypse. You know, the planet ruled by the living embodiment of evil? Even the actual personification of the DC editorial staff likes to call her in to help with tough jams.
As the years went on, Harley surprised literally everyone by transitioning from supervillain to superhero. She partnered up with other heroes, became a psychiatrist again, and legitimately started helping other vigilantes with trauma, like Jason Todd, who definitely needed that.
In fact, the Bat family she used to win.
With the new Michaels Rewards program, get 3, 6, and even 9% back. Create more, earn more.
Antagonize and ridicule, eventually accepted her as kind of an extended member of their group, teaming up with her to save Gotham from her toxic ex. Good for her. Guess we're not going to talk about when she went back to the Joker a couple times, huh?
In the end, she may be a little nutty, but you'd be mad not to love Harley Quinn. The world of Runeterra is a wondrous fantasy land of advanced technology, arcane magics, and legendary champions. But on its northern shores are two cities locked in political turmoil. For decades, Piltover's rich elite have exploited.
Real name, Powder. Alias, Loose Cannon. Age 18. 5'3". Personal ventriloquist. Sorry, professional ventriloquist. I don't know why I read that as. Jeez. Spends a fortune on glitter and fluorescent paint. Makes her own wanted posters and is a foster child of Silico and Vander.
The Undercity of Zaun, forcing workers into unsafe conditions and brutalizing the populace with terrifying police enforcers.
Oh, so like New Jersey. You could have just said New Jersey.
Until one day, a wild, loose cannon would literally explode onto the sea.
Jinx's analysis is focused on old/new lore, arcane, and various promotional trailers that depict the lead cast in their standard forms. Alternate universe variants, such as the Star Guardians, will be excluded.
She gave those uptight topsiders a taste of their own medicine, menacing its people with bombs, gunfire, and even more bombs. This was Jinx.
Jinx destroyed Zeppelins, Jumanji'd the shit out of the local zoo, and switched the street signs. What a monster! Now those monkeys will never find their way back.
Only the enforcer, Violet, could hope to stop her. But even armed with massive gauntlets weighing over 4,000 pounds each, Vi could not definitively overcome Jinx's magnificent arsenal of mechanical monstrosities.
Man, they're so evenly matched. It's almost like they're related. Anyway, Jinx can burst open birds with her trusty
Pow Pow minigun, Zapper shock pistol, flame chomper grenades, fishbones rocket launchers, super mega death rocket, Hex Tech's teleportation
Cyber
tablet.
Shock Pistol. Turn enemies to Swiss cheese with her Pow Pow minigun and blow bad guys to bits with her Flame Chomper grenades.
But Jinx's favorite weapon is her Fishbones rocket launcher. So much so, she rides it like a rocket-powered pogo stick. Well, that seems even less safe.
Well, don't let her manic attitude fool you. Not only is Jinx tough enough to take a hit from Braum, a guy who can shake mountains with a punch, but
While subject to mythicalization, Braum's feats are based on truth and shown firsthand in the Feats of Braum trailer. You can also fight Vigo, who caused an earthquake across the Shadow Isles, backing up this level of power.
she's wicked smart. Almost all her gear is custom made. She's even recreated Hex Tech, funky science powered by magic crystals. Ooh.
Including her handheld teleportation device. Oh, my bad. Is that League of Legends? What a coincidence.
Oh no.
Hold the phone. Are you talking about League of Legends over there? I love that game. I've got in more than 10,000 hours just in our college days, huh, buddy? League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena game forged in the flames of LAN parties and salty gamer tears. Oh. And as any professional will tell you, to play the game well, you need to min-max your character's loadout with the
Get excited. Briefly increases speed after kills. Shimmer infusions increases speed and strength, alters biochemistry. Runes, items, potions, wards, greaves. Rapid Fire Cannon, Runan's Hurricane, Mortal Reminder, Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, Quicksilver Sash, and the Infinity Edge.
best possible items.
Yeah, and the worst mistake you can make is being new. God, it's the midterms all over again. No, Boomstick, stay in your lane. What are you doing in the jungle? Stop it, feeder.
Jinx's ideal loadouts include Phantom Dancer, so she can phase through objects after landing a blow.
I'd like to phase out of this conversation.
Then there's the Quicksilver Sash, which protects her from status effects like sleep, paralysis, and poison. This includes forced actions, which make you do things you don't want to do. Hey, Boom, you want to pop into a match with your old Teemo from back in the day? I can set it up right now.
How about we move on to Arcane before I ram my foot up your ass?
Aww.
So, there's more to Jinx than what the main games depict. Before her infamous tomfoolery, most people around Zon knew her as an innocent young tinkerer named Powder.
Like pretty much everyone in the Undercity, Powder had it rough. She lost her parents in a conflict with enforcers, but had a bit of luck when she joined this cool foster family along with Vi, who was, gasp, her sister all along. If you're wondering what puts soap in their opera, Vi was a total badass, and Powder was desperate to also prove herself to her newfound family. And then she made a mistake.
Seemingly abandoned, Powder was left in the hands of the most notorious drug kingpin around. Silco was not the father she needed, but the one she wanted, teaching her to turn her perceived weaknesses into her greatest strengths. Thus, she became Jinx.
Even when the sisters reunited years later, they couldn't fully reconcile, setting up the game of cat and mouse in the game.
Jinx was an excellent rival, able to keep up with other skilled warriors like the bullet-dodging Echo, and survive the worst of Zon's toxic environments, which can kill normal people in minutes. After a near-fatal explosion, she was also
Survived the blowback of her own Super Mega Death Rocket. Explosives are strong enough to rock a Zeppelin weighing hundreds of tons. Figured out Hex Tech in just a few days. Routinely escaped the Piltover police. Fights evenly with her sister Vi. Defeated Caitlyn, Marcus, and multiple Fireflies.
infused with Shimmer, a toxic strength and speed enhancing drug that permanently altered her body's biochemistry.
But Shimmer's side effects intensified her prior trauma, making her much more unhinged and prone to attacking with lethal intent.
Inspiring her ultimate weapon, the Super Mega Death Rocket! This baby's been powered by both Hextech and its even more volatile cousin, Chemtech.
That's even more explosive! I forgot how much I appreciated the explodey options. Anyway, both Hextech and Chemtech are comparable in power to natural magic.
On par with what a badass mage like Lux is able to cast, such as Lucent Singularity, which can totally...
I was pretty good with that with her too, Lux. I had a pretty awesome triple kill with her ultimate at one point back when I was first playing the game. It's pretty cool.
Body these big old rocks,
Measuring their width with Lux's height, we can determine she destroyed almost 13,000 tons of rock from 30 meters away.
Promotional trailers show Mega Death Rocket matching the speed and power of Lux's Final Spark, a much more powerful attack that fires a Kamehameha of natural light.
That thing. I was getting chased. My team was getting chased by like 3 people, and I was new to the game, so I was like, I'm not taking on multiple people by myself. And I went to turn around, and then I was playing with like a couple buddies actually in the same room. So they were like, "No, wait, don't run away yet. They're pretty low. You might be able to get them." And I was like, "Fuck it." And I turned around and I fired my ultimate off screen, just trying to like buy some time for my team to get away. And all of a sudden it's like, you killed this person, double kill, triple kill, and I was like, oh shit. And then we all turned around and like rushed their fucking towers and shit. It was great.
It is not only super strong, but super fast. From powder to gunpowder, Silco couldn't be prouder.
But her violet streak grew grim until the day she met a particularly explosive Yordle. Ziggs bonded with her over their mutual passion for destruction, but his was more tempered, controlled. Thanks to his wisdom, Jinx learned a little bit of restraint when it came to exploding things of a more fleshy nature.
Helping her tone down the wanton violence and recover some of her mental stability, like he's some kind of feline brand Jiminy Cricket.
And despite being on opposite sides of the bridge, Jinx and Vi remained sisters, ultimately still caring about each other in their own way, even if they were at odds more often than not.
Though you better believe that when things get boring and uptight, Jinx will be there to shake things up.
Yeah, some people call it anarchy. If you get the reference, you get the reference.
This episode is sponsored but care making time in F-phone 1 hours. As this / Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Hell yeah. What the shit?
I'll show you a murder! Oh, I just love exploding stuff. Ha! I like exploding stuff too. Why don't I start with your head? Stay still! I'm trying to choke you!
Damn, Harley.
Look out! She's right behind you!
Aw, thanks, pal. Traitor!
Wow, that was perfect.
You're a real firecracker. Got a light? Oh, sure thing.
These two are perfect, man. They really got their fucking mannerisms down for this fight. I'm gonna pee! Oh. Ah. God, she's having a time of her life.
Got any games? No! My save file!
Every gamer, man. Whoa.
Well, that's unfortunate.
A little bit.
Sorry, Soldier 2, Dad. To make up for it, I got you some nice perfume. Ugh, smells like...
think that's gonna work how you think it will. Come on, shoot faster.
And you ain't crazy. You don't have that same smile. I don't need a second opinion.
Oh, damn. Sorry, Harley. Really wanted you to win this one.
Wait! Don't you want to get in close and savor my emotions as you deliver the final kill? Nah, bye.
She tried to do what Joker did to fucking, oh my god, what's his name?
Don't just stand there.
Sweet Tooth or whatever. Fucking the guy from, Twisted Metal. I'll link the fight. I'll link the video in you know, either in the corner or description. Probably in the corner. It'll probably pop up in the. But yeah, she tried to do the same thing Joker did in his death battle that won him the fight, where he tricked him into coming close and then electrocuted his ass or shot him in the face with Joker toxin or whatever the hell.
There, Jinx, you just won a free teddy bear. What if it's Timbers?
This was a complicated fight with far more.
Let's see. Harley and Quinn had a healing factor but less fertile gear. And Jinx was physically stronger with resistance to toxins and venoms and had superior battlefield control. That's what I was saying.
Than at first blush. Harley had more direct combat experience against superpowered beings, along with better training.
But Jinx's physical power, diabolical weaponry, and assortment of items were just enough to roast this Harlequin duck.
While Harley lifting over 1,200 pounds.
Vi's Atlas gauntlets in the games require super strength to wield without injury, unlike the gauntlets in Arcane. Shimmer boosted individuals such as Jinx have also shown to be able to match Hex Tech and Raw
Is
Power.
Impressive. Jinx can compete with Vi, whose gauntlets weigh 8 times that in the game.
And Jinx can take hits from a guy who can shake mountains. A bit beyond Harley's level of strength.
Harley may have been more naturally acrobatic, but
Some DC street level heroes such as Black Canary or Elena Strange have potential light dodging feats. However, League characters such as Darius or Ziggs have also moved in tandem with or dodged light beams. This makes Harley / Jinx equal with similar levels of levity.
Jinx's Hex Tech and Intangibility match and outclass that mobility. The teleporting tablet alone could control the entire fight, since Jinx could send herself or Harley just about anywhere.
And while Harley had a moderate healing factor, she's never regenerated entire body parts before. So
Jinx's official loadouts also consist of Mortal Reminder and Bloodthirster, items that can dampen Harley's regenerative effects and leech Harley's health respectively.
Oh, a big enough kaboom would definitely kill her. And Jinx's weapons were strong enough to do just that. In order to destroy over 13,000 tons of rock from such a distance, Lux's magic explosion would need a yield of about 20 kilotons of TNT.
And Jinx's Hex Tech and Chem Tech are similar.
Even using imperfect hex technology, the inventors Jace and Victor were able to replicate teleportation spells that worked on objects hundreds of times larger than the original, supporting hex tech being on par with magic.
Similar to Lux's magic in speed and power.
Even if we scale Harley's durability to Batman surviving this massive explosion, the potency of Jinx's weaponry outpaces it more than 300 times.
Sure, Harley is legitimately intelligent, but so is Jinx, as evidenced by her inventions and routinely outwitting Vi and her task force. Plus, Jinx is typically distrusting of people she's just met, so Harley's potential mind games were likely to fall on skeptical ears.
Jinx was much more likely to shoot first and ask questions later.
Now, Harley still had her wild
Joker's and Harley's most effective toxins were tailor-made for specific metahumans. Joker's venom effects have also been disrupted when used on those with biochemical alterations such as Jinx, Jinx, such as drug users and poison ivy. And if all else fails, Jinx also carries a gas mask.
Wide array of poisons and chemical agents, like the Joker Venom, which would kill most opponents in minutes. However, after living her whole life in the toxic cesspool of Zon, her tolerance for poisons is clearly much higher than a normal person. Not to mention, the Quicksilver Sash could simply end any unwanted effect on her. Ultimately, Harley couldn't stand up to Jinx's physical power, superior technology, or overwhelmingly explosive arsenal.
Harley clowned around only to get her bell rung by someone out of her league.
The winner is Jinx. Death Battle is...
And that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. All the regular stuff, you know, like, subscribe, go and check out Death Battle's channel and watch all their stuff. They deserve it. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, you know, if you feel like checking out someone who apparently is better at this than I am, or at least is getting more traction than I am, go and check out Kryptonite Corner Reacts. He deserves it. Tell him I sent you. You know, tell Death Battle I sent you too if you want. You know, do what you want, guys. I'll catch you hopefully next weekend. You know, fingers crossed. Peace out, guys.